Magandang araw at magandang gabi po sa mga nakakapanood sa gabi at sa lahat po ng naaabot ng video na ito. Welcome po dito sa AMBO Avoy Mix Videos. Ngayon po ay bibigyan natin ng tinatawag na pansin o tatalakayin natin itong video ito ni Global Security Report. At ito ay tungkol sa showdown dito sa showdown ng military exercise dito po sa West Philippine Sea. At balita ko, fail po ang China. So sa madaling salita, umurong po ang kanilang sandatahan dito dahil sa lakas ng puwersa. Ngayon, mas maganda kung panoorin natin itong video to. Talagang napakaganda ho ng video na ito. At muli, sama-sama nating panoorin mula kay Global Security Report. Ito po.
In a dramatic turn of events in the South China Sea, China's air and combat forces recently encountered a surprising setback against the combined might of the United States and the Philippines. Today, we're breaking down exactly what happened in this high-stakes military showdown. Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving deep into a critical incident involving China, the United States, and the Philippines in one of the world's most contested regions, the South China Sea. We'll explore the recent air and combat patrols that pitted these forces against each other and uncover why China's efforts didn't go as planned. For years, tensions have simmered in the South China Sea, with China claiming vast swaths of territory, including waters close to the Philippines. The U.S. has always stood by its allies in the region, asserting freedom of navigation. But in this recent confrontation, China faced an unexpected challenge.
Greatly value the relationships we have with all of these countries in the region. And there's one constant among all of them, and that is we respect their sovereignty. And that's where the PRC, I believe, is missing the mark, because they want to operate on their own set of rules and not respect the sovereignty of the other existing nations in the region.
This isn't just about military might. It's a battle of strategy, technology, and regional influence. When Chinese patrols encountered U.S. and Philippine forces.
Stop po muna natin dito. So, yun nga, hindi yun basta sa paraan lang ng labanan, It's a battle of technology, at saka yung strategy. Alam naman natin, pagdating sa strategy, bihasa ang US dyan. Dahil pagdating sa gera talaga, actual yan, palaging may gera yan. Sa ngayon lang, may gera sila sa Middle East, At subok ang kanilang mga sundalo. Gayon din naman ang mga Pilipino, ang ating mga kasundaluhan ay sanay sa gera. Sabi nga ng sundalong na-assign doon sa tinatawag na Lonely Island sa Batanes, mas gusto pa nila doon sa Marawi na bakbakan kaysa doon sa labanan. Kasi ang kalaban doon ay malungkot daw at masyadong tahimik. Ganyan po kabihasa yung ating mga sundalo. Kasanay sa gera po. Hindi sila nangingimi. So pagdating nga doon sa tinatawag na strategy, meron tayong strategy dahil sanay tayo dito sa bansa natin, between island to island, So ang Amerika, meron din silang strategy. Nagkakaroon tayo ng combination. Mas maganda po 'yon na i-share natin yung knowledge natin, kaalaman dito sa sarili nating bansa at sinishare ng Amerika yung kanilang technology sa atin. So sharing po 'yan. Yang bagay na yan ay napakaganda pong kombinasyon yan at gustong-gusto nila ang Pilipinas dahil ito ay English-speaking country, so hindi mahirap sa kanila makipag-communicate sa atin. Magagaling po ang mga sinasabak diyang mga sundalo pagdating sa English. So, yung mga estratehiyang yan at saka yung combination ng tulungan, yan po ang wala ang China kasi sila, sarili lang po nila at wala silang siguro may mga kakampi sila, yung tinatawag na joint military nila sa USSR o sa Russia. Pero mukhang mahirap makatugon yon dahil malayo yung area nila at saka siguro limitado. Lalo ngayon, may gera ang Russia sa Ukraine. Sige po, ituloy po natin ang video ulit.
They realized the game had changed. Reports suggest that China deployed a combination of air and naval assets to assert its dominance. However, the U.S. and Philippine forces anticipated these moves. They were prepared, setting up an impressive defense that forced China to rethink its strategy. So what exactly went wrong for China? Let's break it down. Experts believe that there are three key factors: tactical positioning, advanced technology, and, most importantly, the seamless coordination between the U.S. and the Philippines. China's patrols were likely meant to intimidate, but in this case, they encountered advanced countermeasures. The United States and the Philippines showcased cutting-edge detection and interception systems that thwarted China's efforts. This level of defense was something Beijing wasn't fully prepared for. The combined might of the U.S. and Philippine forces wasn't just a show of strength, it was a statement. This coordination signals to China and the world that their presence in the South China Sea won't go unchallenged. So where does this leave the balance of power in the South China Sea? This recent confrontation is a reminder that any unilateral moves will face significant pushback. It's a tense situation, and the stakes are only getting higher. On Sunday, Japan joined forces with the United States, Australia, and the Philippines for combined naval and aerial drills in the contentious waters of the South China Sea. These joint maneuvers were carried out as China launched its own operations in this strategic and contested region. According to a statement from the Philippine military, the exercise, known as the first multilateral maritime cooperative activity in the West Philippine Sea, saw participation from the Philippine Armed Forces, U.S. Indo-Pacific Command, Australian Defense Force, and Japan Self-Defense Forces. This designation of West Philippine Sea reflects Manila's official reference to its sovereign zones within the South China Sea. The comprehensive...
So ito po natin ulit dito, no? Buri mo, ang lalaking bansa po nun, USA, Australia, at ang Japan, ano? Hindi biro yung mga pwersang meron sila. At hindi biro kung ano ang technology na meron iyang mga yan, ano? Alalahanin natin. Itong Australia, no? Kaibigan o talagang colony ito ng tinatawag natin United Kingdom. At ang United Kingdom, hindi po biro ang pwersang meron yan. So, sa lalaki ng pwersang ito, dito pa lang po sa showdown ng military exercise, umurong na po ang China. Kita nyo naman, napanood nyo. Hindi po niya kinaya. In-anticipate na kasi ng US na nandoon yung China para mag-intimidate, pero mukhang hindi umubra ang China. Sige po, ituloy po natin ulit ang video.
Training brought together warships and aircraft within the Philippines' exclusive economic zone, with exercises designed to sharpen interoperability among the diverse forces. The collaborative efforts included drills aboard Japan's Maritime Self-Defense Forces Akabono destroyer and featured exercises in communication protocols, tactical formation, and coordinated maneuvering. A statement issued by the defense leaders of all four nations underscored the strategic intent behind these exercises, portraying them as a visible commitment to fortifying regional and international unity in pursuit of a free and open Indo-Pacific region. Though no explicit mention of China was made, the growing influence of Beijing's activities in these waters provided an
lalakas ng
undeniable
kanilang
backdrop.
firepower.
China's claim, often illustrated by the 9-dash line, asserts control over approximately 90% of the South China Sea, a zone rich in natural resources and traversed by immense volumes of international trade. These assertions conflict with territorial claims from Taiwan, Vietnam, Malaysia, Brunei, Indonesia, and the Philippines, complicating...
Stop natin ulit, May mga binanggit na bansa kanina, yung Brunei, Thailand. So, marami yun Southeast Asian nation, pero sila yung inaasahan natin na dapat meron silang participation dito sa multilateral military exercise o drill na to. Pero wala sila. Asan sila? Laging Pilipinas lang po yung nauuna, Kaya nakakalungkot po na yung dapat mga kapatiran natin dito sa Southeast Asian nation, hindi po gumagalaw o nakikisimpatya, nagpa-participate dito sa drill na to. Mas maganda siguro kung nag-participate sila kahit tagi-isang barko. Pero wala po. Kaya sabi ko, parang sa papel lang matapang o tiger paper lang yung mga pagbabantaan nitong ginagawa ng yung ASEAN o Association of Southeast Asian Nation. Parang siguro, ano lang to, sa mga business lang o pagpapalakas lang ng ekonomiya. Pero pagdating sa ganitong problema, sakupan o mga problema sa seguridad, parang hindi maaasahan. Yun lang po yung aking comment. Tuloy po natin yung video.
The geopolitical landscape. Japanese Defense Minister Minoru Kihara emphasized the importance of South China Sea stability, calling it essential to peace and regional security, and noting that it is an issue of rightful concern for the international community, including Japan, Australia, the Philippines, and the U.S. He voiced firm opposition to any attempts to alter the status quo through unilateral force or actions that heighten tensions in the region. Philippine Defense Secretary Gilberto Teodoro highlighted that these exercises serve to advance both national and collective defense capabilities and reaffirm the enduring bonds and shared values among the participating nations. Simultaneously on Sunday, China's military declared that its Southern Theater Command was conducting its own naval and aerial exercises in the South China Sea, carrying out a joint maritime and aerial combat patrol in an undisclosed sector of the region. In a statement shared on the Chinese Defense Ministry's website, Beijing appeared to criticize the four-nation drills, remarking that all military activities that disturb the stability of the South China Sea.
Stop ulit natin, no? Ayun na nga po, kinikriticize na nung China. No, sila na ngayon yung umiiyak, no? Kasi hindi nila kayang banggain yung pwersa na yun. Napakalakas po niya, no? Sa totoo lang, hindi nila talaga kayang banggain yan. Ngayon, sila ngayon ang umiiyak. Puro criticize sila ngayon. Pero yung ginagawa ng China, yung sila mismo, yung pambubuli nila dyan sa ating mga mangingisda, ayaw nilang bigyan ng pagkakataon para makapangisda yung ating mamamayan dyan. Binabangga pa nila yung ating mga maliliit na mamamayan. So, ngayon, bumabaligtad na po yung sistema. Hindi ko lang alam, sa panahon nitong ni President Donald Trump, kung ano ang mas magiging active ba o ipupull out. Di natin alam. So, makikita natin yan sa mga susunod na buwan pa. Play nga ulit natin video.
Are under control. This pointed comment underscored China's persistent stance on maintaining a significant influence over the area. In recent years, China has undertaken vast land reclamation efforts, constructing and fortifying several artificial islands within these waters, a project that has provoked backlash from competing claimants, the United States and Japan. These man-made outposts now feature advanced military facilities, including airfields and high-grade weapon systems, sparking concerns from the U.S. and its allies that Beijing may leverage these installations to impede freedom of movement within the vital maritime corridor. Following the pivotal 2016 ruling by the Permanent Court of Arbitration in The Hague, which largely invalidated China's claims to vast portions of the South China Sea, China has taken a firmer and more assertive approach in the region. This includes deploying a range of naval, coast guard, and maritime militia vessels in a show of territorial dominance that has often unsettled neighboring nations. Recently, tensions between Manila and Beijing have intensified, particularly around the Second Thomas Shoal, where a Philippine outpost is situated. The surrounding waters have been a hotspot of friction, with several incidents involving aggressive encounters, such as collisions and the deployment of powerful water cannons by China's Coast Guard. These confrontations have heightened concerns over a potential escalation, one that could invoke the U.S.-Philippine Defense Treaty should the conflict deepen. Sunday's competing drills unfold just ahead of an upcoming state visit by Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida to Washington, where he will meet U.S. President Joe Biden, followed by an unprecedented trilateral summit involving the two.
So yun, nakita nyo, nag-usap-usap yung malalaking leader, no? Sabi ko nga, hindi ko alam itong panahon ni President Donald Trump ng Amerika kung ano ang pwedeng mangyari, no? Pero kung napansin nyo kanina yung barko ng Pilipinas, yung pinakaluma, yung Sierra Madre, no? Pinakaluma, pinakabulok, pero pinakadelikadong barko po yan. Kinatatakutan po yan ng China kasi wasakipin talaga nila ho yan ay gera, kakatapatan nito. So ako naman natutuwa kasi napakarami yung natin bagong asset maging sa barko. 3 na po yung giant ship natin. Sa susunod na upload, ipapakita po natin yung 2 bago. No? Marami na pong nakapanood nun. Pero tatry natin i-discuss dito at bigyan din ng comment. So itutuloy po natin tong video. No? Malapit na po matapos.
Leaders and the President of the Philippines. During this summit, the trio will discuss fortifying their collaborative efforts, particularly in defense, with a focus on enhancing what Washington terms a collective capacity across the region, aimed at minimizing redundancy and bolstering coordinated security measures. Thanks for tuning into our analysis of this tense standoff. Be sure to subscribe for more updates on this story and other global developments.
So yun po, no? Subscribe po kayo kay Global Security Report. So napakaganda po ng kanyang present na video at base doon sa inilahad niya, totoo po na nangyari yon na na-intimidate itong China. At hindi na, nabasa ko yan sa balita, no? Hindi na sila nakapasok pa doon sa, hindi sila nag-shadow. So, lumayo sila. So, sabi nga nila, bagsak yung kanilang sistema. Nagulat sila doon sa technology, nagulat sila doon sa power na ipinakita, power ng presence ng kombinasyon ng Pilipinas, no? Kasi hindi nila nakikita malamang yung barko na yon doon sa West Philippine Sea. Pero nung pagkakataon na to, nakita nila hindi lang pala gano'n ang ating mga barko, no? Meron pala tayong mga high-tech na barko na sumasabay ngayon sa teknolohiya. Ito yung mga ipinagawa natin sa Korea. So, napakaganda po nung huling exercise na naganap at talagang pinakita nito yung show of force na hindi pa rin kontrolado ng China itong West Philippine Sea. Dahil ito po ay international water. Lahat po dapat ay makinabang dito. Hanggang sa muli po, magkita-kita po tayo dito sa AMB. Maraming salamat po.